Well, everybody, welcome to Perugia. Benvenuti a Perugia. And we're in the massive papal fortress, La Rocca Paolina, built between 1540 and 1543 because the Perugini protested the heavy salt tax levied by this guy right here. There he is. You see him, Jerry? That's Paul III. And he was Pope at the time and levied a heavy tax on salt in 1537. And that's when the Umbria started taking salt out of their bread. This is the papal cannon room, and we can see a couple cannon here. Some disreputable guidebooks call this papal fortress underground Perugia. We're not in Perugia underground, we're in Perugia, which was roofed over in 1540, a good section of Perugia, to create La Rocca Paolina, the Pauline Rock. We don't call this a castle, we call it a fortress. Let's go see more. Andiamo, Jerry. Let's go. We can see a street of Perugia roofed over in 1540, and that group there is walking right before what was probably a family tower, a medieval tower, perhaps 14th, 13th century. And we're just going to turn around here and look at another road of Perugia and roofed over, creating the papal fortress. And this road would have led out of Perugia right through one of the Etruscan arches of the 3rd century BC. Let's go find that Etruscan arch. Now we're at the end of Via Bagliona, and this was the street dedicated to the Baglioni family, and they were the most vociferous opponents of the papal salt tax. And therefore, the Pope will roof over the whole neighborhood of the Baglioni family to create his fortress. And this Via Bagliona leads right out, but it would have gone right through an Etruscan arch of the 3rd century BC, which was here. Antonio Sangallo the Younger, who was the papal architect, wants to preserve the history of Perugia, the ancient history, and probably with papal approval, he has the arch dismounted and he's going to have it recreated into the exterior wall of the fortress. But come on over and see the Etruscan wall. So Etruscan Perugia ended here. Massive blocks, no mortar used, 3rd BC. Come on over, Linda, and check this out. Touch that, see that? Local limestone. And the limestone of Perugia is white and gray limestone. Now, we're going to go right out this door and down the steps to see the Etruscan arch. Come along. Now we're outside of the papal fortress, and we're going to look up and see the Etruscan arch. We're outside of the papal fortress, and there is the magnificent Etruscan arch, Porta Marzia, rebuilt into the exterior wall of the Rocca Paolina. And we can see 3 different periods of history. Across the top, we have 4 false pilasters. Looks like a temple. In the middle is the Etruscan god, probably for the Romans it would have been Jupiter, for the Etruscans Tinian, 2 headless gods, maybe the twins, Castor and Pollux. And then running below, we also see the phrase Augusta Perugia. That's from the Roman period, when this will become City of Augustus. The City of Augustus, the Perugia of Augustus, Augusta Perugia. And then 1540, Pope Paul III's coat of arms. So 3 periods of history, 300 BC, 1st century AD, and 16th century. The marvelous papal fortress with the exterior exit, the Etruscan arch, Porta Marzia. Don't miss seeing the papal fortress when you're in Perugia.